Hey there. I wanted to share some stuff with you that the Lord's been showing me and teaching me throughout these last couple weeks. I've been in the book of First Samuel, and I'm going to read a few verses to you, probably about 14 verses, but it's really good, so hang in there. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 2, it says, Elkanah had two wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah did not. Each year, Elkanah would travel to Shiloh to worship and sacrifice to the Lord of Heaven's army at the tabernacle. The priests of the Lord at that time were the two sons of Eli. On the days Elkanah presented his sacrifice, he would give portions of the meat to Peninnah and each of her children. And though he loved Hannah, he would give her only one choice portion because the Lord had given her no children. So Peninnah would taunt Hannah and make fun of her because the Lord had kept her from having children. Year after year, it was the same. Peninnah would taunt Hannah as they went to the tabernacle. Each time, Hannah would be reduced to tears and would not even eat. Why are you crying, Hannah? Her husband would ask. Why aren't you eating? Why be downhearted just because you have no children? You have me. Isn't that better than having 10 sons? And this was Hannah's prayer for a son. In verse 9, it says, once after a sacrificial meal at Shiloh, Hannah got up and went to pray. Eli, the priest, was sitting at his customary place beside the entrance of the tabernacle. Hannah was in deep anguish, crying bitterly as she prayed to the Lord, and she made this vow: O Lord of heaven's army, if you will look upon my sorrow and answer my prayer and give me a son, then I will give him back to you. He will be yours for his entire lifetime, and as a sign that he has been dedicated to the Lord, his hair will never be cut. As she was praying to the Lord, Eli watched her, seeing her lips moving but hearing no sound. He thought she had been drinking. Must you come here drunk? He demanded. Throw away your wine. Oh, no, sir, she replied. I haven't been drinking wine or anything stronger, but I am very discouraged, and I was pouring out my heart to the Lord. Don't think I am a wicked woman, for I have been praying out of great anguish and sorrow. In that case, Eli said, go in peace. May the God of Israel grant the request you have asked of him. Oh, thank you, sir, she exclaimed. Then she went back and began to eat again, and she was no longer sad. This story really spoke to me as Hannah had some pain in her heart, natural pain. She wanted kids, and in that day, to not have kids, it was kind of frowned upon. And so Hannah had a real desire in her heart to have kids, and she prayed to the Lord every time they went to the temple. And she stayed in that place of intimacy with the Lord and cried out to Him for her needs. In one translation, she was saying, "No, I wasn't drunk. Only thing I've been pouring out is my heart. That's why I've stayed here for so long." I love that. And there's times where we have to get into a place of desperation, even in our natural circumstances, whether that be financial, health, emotional, family issues, whatever, social issues. We've got to get to a place of intimacy with the Lord where, or desperation for Him, where we've tried everything and nothing has worked, or nothing is sustainable, nothing lasts. And so we've got to get to that place where we got to say, you know what, God, it's you or nothing. And so we've got to get to that place of desperation, just like Hannah. She told Eli, I'm here because my heart is sick. I'm so desperate and sad. I need God to come through. And as she stayed there year after year after year, she finally got that breakthrough. And when we press in for that breakthrough, God hears it. I have a minister that I really look up to, and they talk about the tipping point, where your prayers are filling this bowl, and at some point in time, in just a matter of seconds, there's a tipping point, and God releases the answer to those prayers, and he comes through with breakthrough. And so I just want to encourage you today, if you're in that place of desperation where you're like, you know what? I've tried everything, nothing's working, then I want to encourage you to get into that place where you cry out to God, where you're real with Him. It's not some religious jargon that you're going on and about, but you're crying out desperately for Jesus to come through and break through for you. And so I just want to pray for you right now that God would just wreck you in His presence. And so, God, I thank you so much that you're so good. And God, that you love my friend and that you want to come through for them like never before. And Lord, as they go into that place of desperation and they cry out to you, Lord, I pray that you would break through everything that may be hindering them from getting to that place where they're satisfied in a sense with their life, God, that you've called us to have life and life more abundantly. And so, God, I pray for my friends that they would be in that place of desperation, just like Hannah, where she said, no, I'm not drunk. I'm just so sad and I'm in the presence of God and I'm praying until I get my breakthrough. And as she stood there and as she prayed there, Eli blessed her and she went away a different person. It says that she went away glowing, that her face was just different and she went and ate because she stopped eating because of her desperation. So, Lord, I thank you that you are going to bless your people because you love them so much. Have a great day.